Hello. Jesus' ministry was to search and rescue the lost. So this is the story of the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son, or the prodigal son, found in Luke chapter 15. Now, the people were all gathered around Jesus, but the religious leaders of the time were grumbling, saying, "What sort of a teacher, acts cozy and eats with misfits, crooks and vagabonds?" And Jesus said to him, suppose you have 100 animals and you lose one. Don't you leave the 99 to find the one animal? And when you found that animal, you put it on your shoulder and you rejoice. You're happy that you found the animal. You searched and rescued it and saved it. How much more in heaven will there be, celebrating over one broken sinner that comes back to God, compared to the 99 spoiled insiders that don't seem to think they have to come to God. And he said, suppose a woman has some housekeeping and she loses it, let's say $1,000. Does not she search and find, to find this money? And then when she's found it, she brings her friends up and celebrates. Woohoo! I lost my housekeeping and now I have found it. How much more celebrating in heaven will there be over one broken sinner that turns back to God? And he continued. There was a man who had two sons, and the younger son said to his dad, "Dad, I want my inheritance of the estate." So he works out, the father works out how much the estate was and gets some loans and got some money together, and then when he gives it to the younger son, and the younger son sets off to a faraway land and squanders it all on wild living. And when the money was run out, there was a severe famine in that land, and he found himself in need. And so he thought, I'll go and hire myself out. So he hires himself out to feed pigs. And he just longs to eat what these pigs are eating, but no one would give him any. So he said, I know, I've got a smart idea. He came to his senses. So how many of my father's employees have food to spare, and I'm here starving to death? So I know what I'll do. I'll go back home and I'll say to my father, I have sinned against you and against heaven, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. So that's what he did. He sets off back home, but before he could get home, the father sees him at a distance and runs down to him and embraces him and kisses him. And the son says, "Father, I have sinned against you and against heaven. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father tells the employees, grab some shoes for his feet, grab the jacket, the signet ring, put that on his finger, and get that fatted calf and slaughter it, because we're having a barbecue tonight. This son of mine was dead, and now he's alive. He was lost, and now he is found. So they're all celebrating. But the older brother comes in and like the religious leaders, just being grumbling and getting angry and refusing to celebrate, saying, I've obeyed you in every way. And, but when one of these broken sinners turns to God, you celebrate. And Jesus says, I tell you, there's more celebrating in the heavenly realms with all the angels over one broken sinner who turns back to God. Because they were dead, now they're alive, they were lost, and now they were found. This is Jesus' mission. He was to search and rescue the lost, to show them God's love, to encourage them to return back to God for a whole new, fresh start in their life. This is connecting, God's story with your story. Thank you. I'm Phil Matthews. This is the story of the lost sheep, the lost coin, and the lost son, or the prodigal son, found in Luke chapter 15. Thank you. Peace be with you.